Hey traders, welcome to the emisttrade.com recap video. It is Tuesday, February 26th, and nice down day today. Hopefully everybody had a good trading day. Just a reminder, Matt is on vacation this week, so there's no trades in the room this week. And then also we have news out tomorrow. We have existing home sales tomorrow. Today, guys, it was an interesting day. We had movement on both sides of the market. We gapped down this morning and we tried to rally. The consumer confidence number came out really strong, and it failed to push the market up. And then, of course, when it rolled over, it picked up steam and blew out the lows, and here we are today. So for tomorrow, now we're down at some critical areas down here, all the way down to, I don't have this drawn, but there's a 307 level that's critical as well. I did draw some new Fibonacci's, and the 302, which is the 50%, and also the 1293 come into play. This zone, watch this zone right here. If we blow out the 93, then we could start sliding a little bit more. The 1267 area could come into play if we start trading below the 1293 at this point in time. But is this a spooking of the market, or is this real profit taking? Are we starting a new trend to the downside? Are we going to get a 10% correction? Don't know. All I can say is remember what happened over here when Cairo had their issues. We sold off pretty quickly, but you can see we rebounded as well. And this, of course, you can probably say is due to the issues over in North Africa. So keep nimble tomorrow. Watch your levels tomorrow. Since we've had two good down days trend wise, let's look for some rotation in the morning. The market's got to digest this unless there's really bad news overnight and it opens up, gaps down, and keeps going. But if it stays in this area and doesn't move much overnight, I would look for some rotation here. All right, so let's continue on to what we were talking about yesterday, identifying a trend. Where in the trend are we in areas of interest? Well, let's take this new area right here. Right now we could be forming a new trend at this point in time. How will we know? Well, we know if we start making some more touches on these trend lines or our EMAs on pullbacks, and if we start breaking below the 1302 and the 1293. So for illustration purposes, I like to see a trend line touch more than twice. So this really is not a trade I would be taking on a longer term basis at this time, but I'll tell you what, we'll use this as illustration because it sets up really well. Now we can see here to be able to find an area for a pullback, and if you notice I say area, I don't say place to get short, an area to get involved in the market, and we have to look, you can use a lot of different tools. For example, an EMA, I put a 50 EMA, an exponential moving average on here. I like to use that number on a higher time frame. This is a 15-minute chart. You can use a 21, a 33, a 50, there's all kinds of crazy numbers people use out there. You can even go lower to an 8, but I like the 50. And also I like to use some Fibonacci. So we take a swing high to the swing low, and you notice we have a zone in here, the 50% to the 61.8% zone. Now you can see the price moved right into that zone. I look for confluence. Okay, here's another way of doing it. You can look for previous price support, which is now price resistance, which happens to be right here where this blue line is that we drew about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So the price moved back into this zone in between the 50 and the 61.8, and then also there was an EMA above it, and there was some price resistance that went along with it. So we had some confluence in here. This is a stronger area. If price were to move above it, then we would definitely see some movement to the upside. However, price stabilized and it held. So what do we do from here? Do we just short anywhere? No, we look for a trigger chart, or we use a trigger chart to get short. And that's exactly what I will use or talk about tomorrow. A trigger chart and where can we get short at and how we can get short. So for tomorrow we'll look for a trigger on this trade to the downside. Also, gang, we have a webinar coming up next Tuesday, and I will post the link below this video. It is with Matt Davio and Lee Jones, and we're talking about risk management, which is the most important thing a trader can learn about, more so than a simple setup. Risk management is where the bread and butter is made. So sign up for that. It's a free webinar. Otherwise, gang, trade well tomorrow. Look for the rotation. We'll talk to you then. Take care.